All right. Hello. Finally in the right category for this. I completely forgot this one existed. I think I did art in the past. I mean, I guess it's a fine line, right? Whatever. I don't think categories make too much of a difference either way. Yeah, we're going for a 30-piece modular today. Should be interesting. I don't think it's very hard, but I said that last time too. We shall see. But for now, I will wait. I'm liking this mint green color that I got. I will say that I thought I was out of paper. I hit the gold mine today. Uncovered two like batches of 100 sheets of paper, so 200 in total, and they have 10 sheets for each color. It's huge for modular. Finally, I can have enough paper for what I'm trying to do. I don't know how I let it go undetected for this long, but at least I've got paper now. I don't have to look for more. It was probably came with the admission to like the origami conventions, like this paper cutter. This paper cutter is a godsend. Apparently, the person who designed it like passed away, so it's no longer in production. It's so sad, but I mean, it's a good paper cutter. We'll use it in his honor. This is straight away next to my house, so people often will do that. They'll just floor it and see how fast they can go down a straightaway. My cousin bought a Tesla not that long ago, and he took myself and my two younger cousins with him on that straightaway. And as soon as he rounded the bend, he came to a full stop. He's like, "Okay, so this thing accelerates pretty fast. You want to keep your head in like the back of the seat?" I'm like, "It's just a car. How bad could it be?" And I felt like I was going to die. It went like 0 to 60 at light speed. My God, it's terrifying. Hello, how you feeling? I'm doing fine. People kind of overreacted, you know. I appreciate the concern. I'm fine. You finally built yourself a good PC. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Nice jumper. Is that what they call it? Across the pond? It's just a hoodie. You weirdo. Yeah, today we're doing a Shinobi variation. I gotta make 30 of the exact same unit. And then once that's all said and done, it's gonna be I think it's a fairly easy assembly. It shouldn't be too bad. I always think it's not that hard, but I honestly believe it this time. Pretty much every model I've done on stream I've thought was going to be pretty easy assembly. But now, this one I'm pretty sure is like beginner level modular. But yeah, for the people in my Discord, I'm fine. I mean, I just didn't feel like streaming. My like I said, my headspace was not great. Doesn't mean I'm dying or anything. I do appreciate the concern, though. It won't be that bad. I'm gonna catch a stream that's 4 hours later. You might. We'll see. Modulars take a long time. There's a lot of patience involved for this this type of thing. How did the hex tessellation go? It went okay. I feel like the paper I chose wasn't the greatest, but I did get it done. It's kind of hard to see like the layers from this angle and with this lighting. It's kind of sloppy, but at least my first tessellation. I think it's decent for that cause. Fitting that it's origami day today. What do you mean? Is there something else happening? Why is your life so aesthetic? I'm not sure what that means. I just like white, I guess. Thank you, Fake Inferno, for the Prime. I do appreciate it. You know, this setup didn't happen by accident. White keycaps, white mouse pad, white desk. I would go out of my way and spend extra money on a mouse to get it in white. Not a joke. I think I did actually do that for like the G703. You could get one for like $20 cheaper in black, but the white one looks so good. I'm like, is it worth it? You know what? Why not? What paper do you use? I don't really know. I think it's called kami paper, right? That's a term, isn't it? It's 3 inches by 3 inches. But all of the ones I've gotten was from conventions in person, and that was a long time ago. I think it's kami, right? Kami as in like God. It's like a paper creaser. It's a paper cutter. I don't know if you can actually purchase it anymore because I think they're no longer in production. But it's a neat little thing I got from attending the convention years ago. Kami's in paper? Yeah, I mean the spelling. I feel like most people know, if they know anything of like Japanese, it'd be the God definition before the paper one. How is the blade still sharp? Good question. Good question. I don't know. I don't use it that often. Only for stuff like this. It's paper. It's super thin too. Doesn't exactly need to be razor sharp. God paper has a nice ring to it. That was, in retrospect, probably not the best way to to demonstrate the spelling. Whatever. I'm a damn weeb. That's what happens. What is he making? You do exclamation point model if you want to see the finished thing. For some reason, their intro is absurdly loud, so I warn you of that. Paper is actually one of the more dulling materials to cut with a steel edge. Really? The more you know. Coming from a blacksmith himself. Very interesting. I would predict that this will probably take a little bit over 3 hours, potentially. Like, this is the unit. You make 30 of these, and then you connect them all together. However, well, it's 30. They're pretty easy. This took me, like, 2 or 3 minutes. So what? Let's say 2 minutes on average. 30 units would be an hour. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I'm going to take longer than an hour. Almost guaranteed. And whenever I do assembly, my brain actually stops working. I mean, you are kind of like a god birthing origami model animals and shit. Thank you. I appreciate the attempt to salvage that. I did consider doing an origami animal today, but modulars are nice. I feel like the assembly process is kind of like, putting a keyboard together. It's satisfying to see when it's all complete and like each little individual piece of the puzzle comes together finally. Thank you, Supercat. It's cold today. This will probably come off at some point, but for now, it must stay on. Origami with cold hands is a nightmare. That's too much drip. It's pretty funny that in the past, my parents would always get me, or at least my mom would always get me clothes for like the holidays and birthday. And I'm like, damn, I don't want this at all. Like, I don't care. But now, like, she asked me, what do I want for Christmas? I'm like,
Lapog.
So some clothes would be okay, wouldn't it? 'Cause that shit is expensive, man. Le Pog. Thank you, Nico. Nico5. I feel like your username has been downgraded pretty significantly. Nico5 as opposed to Nico and the Niners. What's up, Thinkernet and Relic Tired? Nico and the Niners is better. Agreed. Except that origami is dirt cheap and the keyboards are the opposite of dirt cheap. True. You're not wrong about that. If I were to ever make another keyboard, I'd probably get something like a Rama M60A in milk, obviously, and get what's a good black and white keycap set? Kuroshiro, something like that. That'd probably be pretty nice, huh? But with the switches, I don't know anymore. Like, I'm enjoying the Telios. Oh, my boys hit me with the resubs. Thank you, Daryl. Do I still like linear as the best? I don't know. I have to try like all the other hype switches, like the Holy Pandas or like the Zelios and all those other variations. Try Holy Pandas? Right. Is it hype though? I feel like they're overhyped. Surely, because people would like murder for those switches before people started cloning them. There's a limit to how keyboards can feel. I mean, I guess. It's a strange thing to say, honestly. What do you mean there's a limit to how they can feel? Did you mess up with the blue and cold tones? Yeah, camera looks cool. Yeah, I didn't like it being too warm. They're definitely overhyped, but they weren't hyped for no reason. Okay, that's fair. I think it's this corner that gets folded. So we're going to be doing this for like probably over an hour. Meticulous folding on these small units. And when they're done, they don't really look like anything. But if you want to fold along, feel free to. Some of y'all need to stop calling that a sweatshirt. What is the disambiguation between a hoodie and a sweatshirt? Does a sweatshirt have no hoodie by definition? Or is it the zipper that changes it? Is a sweater? Okay, that's just not correct, Nico. Inherently false. That is a hoodie. Well, of course. There's no one who would contest that, surely. But are all hoodies sweatshirts, but not the other way around? That's a jumper. My goodness. That is just madness. I don't think I've ever heard someone refer to a hoodie as a jumper in North America. When I think of the word jumper, I think of like a prison jumper, right? Like a one-piece outfit. In the UK, sweatshirt is a jumper. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I think the next step is to fold these over. I was pretty decent at remembering origami, like the steps to fold something in the past. I have fond memories. There was this local folding group that I used to go to called like the Long Island Folding Enthusiasts. We would meet in the basement of some library. Oh shoot, what's next? I think you fold it over like this. And this goes up. Yeah, okay. Sorry. And on the first day, there was some like physics major. He's probably around my age. Well, my age nowadays. Back then, obviously, I was like 14 or something. And he made this model called like Humpty Dumpty on the wall. It's just like an egg-shaped dude on top of a rectangle. I thought it was sick. but it was complex. I'm like, I think I'm pretty good at this whole origami thing. I gave it a go, and he was a good enough teacher to walk me through it to completion. And then I remember like the next day, I had folded like 4 more of them based off of memory, which is probably something I couldn't do now. I'm already sweating. I might have to take this jumper off soon. Okay, why is this not folding very well? Did I miscut it? Pingu part of the secret origami cult? It was pretty funny because like everyone in that club was like in their 40s except for me, and I'm just like 14. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Fold this over nice and sharp. This goes down. This goes up. This goes down. Okay, that's better.
For Origami Paper Fund.
Origami Paper Fund? Who is this? Q? I appreciate it. Well, I mean, I guess that's my cue then to unintentional pun. That to get paper in order to fold the origami bunny girl, because I need to have a pretty big sheet of paper, I think, to make that work. Dado Q? Maybe. That makes sense. Oh, Jesus. It's actually really good. Surprisingly, when someone mentioned it to me, I'm like, that can't look good at all. It must be just like super cringeworthy. It's not bad, honestly. And there was like I think there was a Miku as well, Hatsune Miku, and a maid, but we're not going that far. Let's see. I think I'm missing one fold, but it's okay. So it goes in the middle or something like that. Let me just make sure these are symmetrical, and yeah, we're good to go. I remembered it, thank goodness. I guess we'll leave our running count over here. That's 2. We need 28 more. Definitely took a lot longer than 2 minutes, but whatever. Live and learn. Iterate in the process, make it more efficient. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Frost. Happy birthday. When people sing happy birthday, you can really tell when people don't know how to sing in tune. I will say that I honestly don't have like great intonation when it comes to singing. Like it's probably, is it above average? Maybe. But I don't know, I guess from playing enough music, hearing things that are out of tune just actually makes me want to die. And my mom being not a great violinist, like, oh. And also, when she teaches people how to play violin, it is unbelievably painful. Like, obviously, you got to start somewhere. I'm not disparaging them from continuing to practice and get better. But in the meantime, I need to just have music playing. I can't take it. Pingu sings happy birthday for the man. I'm not going to go that far. If we get, like, 20 people in call to do it, maybe. I'm not confident enough in my singing ability to do it just yet. I would at least need a backing track, you know? I'm not going to just rip it off without a backing track, you know? That's a level of disregard for my dignity that I have not yet reached as a streamer. We're getting there, don't worry. Thoughts on ESDF? I mean, if you need the extra keys, it's a straight upgrade. I don't think there's much like negative you can actually say about it. Hold on, I feel like I'm missing a step here, like a pre-crease. Oh, I guess I can show you guys the model. Looks like that. It would be like right here if I did miss something. No, I don't think so. I think I'm just bad. Okay. Good to know. Why do you make shapes over animals and stuff? I was planning actually on doing like an animal, but I do think that the modular process is very satisfying, at least towards the end. Plus, I also think that like geometry is probably the coolest thing to come out of origami, in my eyes. Unless you can make some really, really complex and intricate animals, but I don't think I'm good enough, nor have the time to do that on a stream. Are we actually gonna do it? We're gonna run the happy birthday for Frost and Mist? It's gonna be so bad because well, actually no, it should be good for me. No, never mind. It's gonna be terrible. We're all gonna be singing like slightly off beat because we're trying to sing at the same time, and the Discord delay will prevent that from happening. That would be kind of pog. We need 14 more. You guys are ridiculous. Let's see. I think we fold this over first. Oh no, no. That was disaster. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Do you have any origami books or folded stuff by Tantaidan? I've never heard of that person, unfortunately. Potentially, I guess, but I definitely don't have any books. I don't think I have any books for origami diagrams. I might have in the past, and I recall that I've told the story before, but in elementary school, every week we would go to the library for like half an hour or something. You can take one book back with you to take home for the week. Hold on, I want a pen. Okay. You could take one book home with you for the week, and every single week I would like monopolize the origami diagram book. I don't even remember anything that I actually folded from that book, but it had to be mine. I didn't want anyone else to discover the secret art. Are they doing it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, you guys are kind of getting close. You're getting close. What do you mean you're waiting? I'm waiting for 7 more people. Is there incentive to buying a spinning pen before trying with a Bic to see if you're interested? Not really. I got into it with a Bictory, which is a mod for, well, like you said, a Bic pen. See if you enjoy the process of doing the thumb around, because you can do that with any pen really easily. And if you enjoy that improvement of that failure and eventually getting it, then give it a try. I think the RSVP MX is also a sick mod because it's decent for spinning, but it also works as like a writing tool. And if you can make yourself a retractable mod, oh, that is the shit. I actually loved my retractable metallic Kamsa. And the way it works is that you would push down on like this tip here and the ink would come out of the other one. I took like my AP exams with a spinning pen mod. I definitely don't think you have to buy a mod though. I think with like Bala songs, you have no choice but to go for like relatively expensive Balis. There are some decent budget options, but it's not like you can just, make your own. With pen spinning, you definitely can. He can actually bully Supercat for being 13 now because he's no longer part of that club. Do you guys know offhand which day you were born on? I certainly don't. And I feel like it might be common knowledge. So, sorry, like which day of the week, not exactly which like numerical day. The weekday, yeah. No? Oh no? No one does. Okay, not bad. Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday because I looked it up before. No, I see. There was a bit on Would I Lie to You where someone claimed that they could figure out which day you were born on just by the date, like any time in the past like 100 years. And like he would obviously ask for like birthdays and such, but I'm like, who in the world knows what weekday they're born on? What a useless piece of information to retain. What about time? I feel like time is probably more common than day of the week. Hi Pingu, love the stream. Now join the VC.
Hi Pingu, love watching the streams.
1, 2, 3,
Now
4,
join the
5,
VC.
6, 7, 8,
Q
9,
Q Q Q
10,
Q
11,
Q
12,
Q
13,
Q Q Q
14.
Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q
That's a lot of
Q
Qs.
Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q.
There's a lot of Qs. What's the origin of that email? I think it's like StarCraft or World of Warcraft, right? When you would QQ, it would like quit the game or something, but then it got adopted into a crying emoji. 14 out of 89 is a good turnout. I mean, it's decent, but it's not 20. You know, I gave you a quota. If you hit 19, I'll be the 20th, I guess. Is Frost there? Okay, he is. You're at 16? Damn. This is gonna be so bad. Everyone's gonna be singing slightly off time. And probably not in the same key. What key is Happy Birthday in? It's gotta be like C major, surely. There's no way it's... I have no clue. 18? Fuck, it's gonna happen. I didn't account for this turn of events. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Fuck. Okay. I need to see every single one of you unmuted before we start. Okay? Except Frost. Frost, you're the exception. Everyone else, you must be unmuted and ready to embarrass yourselves alongside of me. Alright? I didn't think it would happen. I'll be honest. I did not think it would occur. Let's see. I think I have a Discord overlay on this scene. I do. So if I join...
No.
It's gonna be
Poggers.
Poggers.
Hold on, let me lower the volume real quick. It's not for this channel actually, so it doesn't work. Okay. You know, maybe I should raise it so you actually can't hear me very well.
Well, Frost can say like poggers or
Oh,
something.
there we are.
Hello.
We're gonna get a
Oh,
Poggers
boy.
and VC cover.
Okay, are you ready, guys? Everybody
hold
warmed
on.
up?
Let me put a text box on stream real quick.
Okay. 1.
Hold on.
Two.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
Ah, this is intense.
We'll just throw this giant text on
Come
the
on,
middle of the
boys,
stream.
get pumped up, you know?
God,
Yeah,
this is
we're
dumb.
about to pop off.
Hold on, I'm dying.
All right, who's gonna
Okay,
count it down?
okay.
Hold on, who's not unmuted? Everyone except for Render?
Render is deafened. Yeah,
I
everyone else
didn't
is
account
unmuted.
for this. That people would actually unmute.
Unmute, Render,
Did you
unmute.
really think we wouldn't do it?
Yeah,
Unmute.
we'll do anything to get you to
Unmute.
sing Happy Birthday to Frost.
Unmute, we're singing Happy Birthday, God damn it.
Oh boy.
We got one person still muted. Okay, well I guess it's
Okay,
time.
we're... oh
Everyone
boy.
clear the throats. Some more exercises.
How bad is Discord gonna fuck this up?
It's gonna be real bad.
It's gonna be
Got
real bad.
25
Are there other
minutes,
like
let's go.
regional variations of Happy Birthday? Are we gonna like have a split somewhere? Surely not.
One happy
let's
birthday.
just go for the
Yeah.
standard
We sing
American
simply
Happy
on
Birthday.
Misfits.
Okay.
Everyone in the
I
key
can
of
make
G.
that.
You say
In the key of G.
Don't nobody say cha cha cha. That's cringe, okay?
Okay.
Satan.
3, 2, 1, go.
Happy
What's happening? There's too much going on. Happy birthday to you. Jesus Christ!
You know, that was even better than I thought it would be.
Is that what happens when there's two people speaking at the
Oh
same time?
my
We
god.
overload the channels.
Okay, now las
Insane.
mañanitas, Frost.
Whoa.
Alright, Frost, I hope you enjoyed the gift from the server to you.
That was great.
That was disastrous.
Everybody disappear now.
A gift from the heavens.
Alright,
Well-
everyone leave on 3.
Scatter.
1, 2,
3, 2, 1.
What a bunch of clowns. My goodness. I couldn't even hear myself think in the midst of that, let alone sing on key. That's quite wholesome, I think. I did my best. I really did try, but there was so much happening in my headphones and in my audio that I couldn't hear myself. At least I got the end. I just went for it, you know? Despite not being able to give myself any like monitoring feedback. Yeah, the static was unexpected for sure. Is that what happens? Oh, I need to get rid of the text. When there's too many people talking at once? I didn't know. That's pretty funny though. Maybe that's the problem, is the bitrate. Yeah, I could have set it a bit higher, but honestly, it's better this way. Well, I'd say we'll chalk that up to the never again category. How I got 200 clowns in Discord to sing happy birthday. Well, that was certainly something else. I was ready. I was ready to go. To really just rip it. But I really could not. It's too much. It's like one of those speech jammers where you hear yourself slightly desynced, and to everyone else you just sound like an absolute idiot. That's what was happening in my head. It's a Sonobe variation. I don't think I've done a model with this many units in quite a while. I think the original, like 4 hours of origami was 30 units. Maybe less than that, though. No one clipped it? Good. There's something getting clipped, but it certainly wasn't the video. Oh, did I mess up? No, we're good. We're good. We're chilling. We still got many more to go, boys. Okay, I still have a few more questions from the Q&A channel I want to run through. We got like a month of questions remaining. So first question from LL Goblin LL is, how do you like your steaks cooked? And the answer that I have is that I don't really know. I think that I like my steaks rare. But for my entire life, I've been getting them medium rare because that's what my parents like told me to get. Like I would ask them, which one is the best? Which one should I get? And they'd always say, oh, just get medium rare. And I suppose it's probably a safe pick. But I haven't found myself enjoying, like, I never liked steak. I never liked, like, much meat in general until I started having it, like, more raw. Is blue, like, the holy grail then? I've never had a blue steak before. And I think Wookie told me that, like, the higher the grade, the better it is raw, right? But if it's, like, a garbage steak, you might as well just get it well done, because it's it just burn the life out of that thing. Blue? Have you not heard of blue before? More of a neon green steak. That's a term, isn't it? Blue steak? Blue steak, simply known as ordering a steak extra rare. A blue steak is just shy of serving the cut of beef raw via char griller. If you're ordering a blue steak, it's most certainly not getting to know the grill for too long, and the interior temperature probably isn't much higher than 115 degrees Fahrenheit. They're fucking with me? I think they just haven't heard of it. I think it's just hard for me to chew. Yes, that was my complaint as well. Same thing with bok choy. It's like a Chinese vegetable. That used to be my least favorite food in general for the longest time because it was such a hassle to eat. I felt like I was exerting more energy to consume it than I was getting back in like caloric intake. And I still kind of have those reservations for a few foods. I love bok choy. I don't mind it now. What's up, Naku? I forgot what in the world I was gonna say. That's okay. But yeah, that's pretty much my stance on steaks. I'm not a huge fan of meat as a whole, honestly. But I don't think I could be a vegetarian because the good meats are like extremely good. Like a nice cheeseburger, there's no comfort food that can rival that. Now, dude, I have to go in around 20 minutes because I have to do a music performance thing. Ooh, that's pretty cool. What kind of performance? Chicken is dry. Yeah, that's the thing I really disliked about like the majority of meat is that it feels so damn dry. But I do think it's probably based on the preparation and like the chef in question. But my strat of like just like dumping various hot sauces on it works quite well to make it more enjoyable. Little mixed thing, short 15-minute set of songs for friends' new music group. I knew the name at some point. I forgot it. Sorry. Is that your first Undertale playthrough, by the way, Naku? I'm shocked if so. Day one of learning Coleman, watching some origami and vibing. Good shit, man. Coleman, isn't that like a camping company? Like they do tents? First time in like 4 years. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you very much. Lucifer loves you. Thank you. Coleman and coolers. I have a strong memory of a day in which we were not allowed to do anything in gym class, probably due to like weather or some performance going on. We had our gym teacher like read us something, some scientific article. And when he got to the word orangutan, which is spelled orangutan, the man had no idea what it meant or how to pronounce it. He tried like 4 times, orangutan, orangutan. It was good stuff. To be fair to him, it's a very strange spelling of that word. Like, it doesn't make any sense. This is not on purpose. There's just no way. It also reminds me, though, this is so dumb, but in, what grade was it? It was geometry. No, it was trigonometry in the 10th grade. I was in, I think, a normal trig class because that was like before they had AP Maths. And my teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he was very well liked by most students. He was like very outgoing. He was like super positive. He tried to make math fun by being like really high energy all the time. Okay, you know, Andres, you know where this is going, but we got a few more steps before we get to there. But regardless, that particular teacher, like, I didn't really get along with him too well because he kind of put on this persona all the time, and I'm not a very high energy person to begin with, right? That is fucking funny. But nonetheless, he wanted to get people involved with math and to get like people participating all the time. So his system of doing this was tying your participation in class to participation points. You would get like this little slip that you would sign and put in a box every time you like raise your hand to ask a question or like raise your hand to answer something. You can do exclamation point model if you want to see what the finished product is. And I hated that system because back then I hated talking in class. I was the most silent kid you would ever meet, but I'd still retain the information. I did fine on all the exams, and of course I'd do my work at home. All right, so it's just a system I didn't want to interface with due to my crippling social anxiety. Therefore, I'm like, okay, well, we just take the L then. We just get a 0 participation points, and that's like 20% of my grade? Something ridiculous. Something that should be illegal. So I recall me and a friend of mine. My friend, he's not as awkward as me, because he was willing to, bite the bullet, ask questions that he already knew the answer to just for the get points. But regardless, him and I drafted like a petition to abolish the system of participation points, and we got like 100 students to sign it. And the day we handed it to him, like we just walked up to him, gave him the letter, and we never heard from him again about that particular thing. I think he just like put it in the paper shredder as soon as we handed it to him, because he said like, I'll take a look at it, I'll give it some thought. Into the paper shredder. Nothing ever happened from that. And because of that system, my academic career in math got thrown off course ever since. I didn't get into computer science, which is a field that I liked a lot. I didn't get into BC calculus, which is like the turbo nerd version of calculus. All because of the participation point system. And how do I do this without being too weird? Many years later, I get a DM from that guy who I wrote the petition with. He sends me this article where apparently that particular teacher was arrested for bringing students to his car, female students to his car, and saying like, hey, can you just like rev the engine for me? And he was... How do I phrase this? He was getting off to like just them being barefoot in the car, which is obviously weird as all hell. And I'm not saying the participation system was corrupt from the core, but man, it was certainly a shock to wake up to that piece of news. It's crazy. So that's when immediately after I mentioned what class it was, 420 Flays says the feet incident. That's what he's talking about. God, it is just nuts to think about. Revving the car. What car was it? I have no clue. Absolutely, it's creepy. I mean, the man is... I don't know if he's imprisoned, but he certainly received some sort of punishment for it, as he should. I thought your friend would have called you up there and have been an article about the teacher getting fined for getting unfair grades. I think that would have been a more happy ending. Like, this is just uncomfortable. Thinking that we were in his class for like an entire year, and this might have been going on. Just crazy. Absolute madness. When I was in like orchestra, our teacher, I did that way too early, whatever. She was like partially deaf, which is crazy as a music teacher to be partially deaf, right? She would often have her tuner in her pocket playing an A for like the entirety of the class, and she wouldn't realize. It would be like a tinnitus simulation. But she had like absolutely no control over the class whatsoever. Whenever she would tell us to stop playing a section, we would just keep going without her conducting, and she would be like slamming on the stand to get us to stop, which I feel bad for her now. And luckily I was on her good side because I was like the only person who cared. And it came back to be very rewarding for me, because when I went to take this thing called NISMA, which is like a county-wide music competition, you play some sight reading, some scales, and you prepare a piece of a certain level for a proctor, just like someone to just listen to you and grade you, right? And I think 2 years in a row, I got my music teacher. So obviously, she kind of fudged the grades a little bit for me in my favor. Not bad. I think I probably would have been fine regardless, but to like when I walk in the room and I see her, and I'm like, okay, this is free. How do you become a music judge while also not being able to hear? I feel like that should be a very basic requirement. Okay, this hoodie has to go now though. It is sweaty as hell. Silence. There's a famous music guy that was deaf. You mean like Beethoven? It's Beethoven, right? That's fair, but he wasn't like judging other people's performances. He was composing and like playing. It's a bit different, I think. She was a sweet person, though. Definitely nothing against her. I feel bad, though. It's crazy that she still maintained her employment despite being able to fulfill the basic necessities of a music teacher. But still, like, she was really nice. Can't fault that. You ever tried surf? You mean like CS surf? A little bit in TF2, which is pretty much the same thing. But I never got super into it. Maybe because I felt like it wasn't as applicable to in-game stuff. And like seeing my skill in rocket jumping translate to in-game stuff was very satisfying. I recall in the in-game competitive matchmaking, I ran against this guy named like Wolsnay or something like that. I still remember his name because I was so impressed of him doing the process rollout, like the super basic roamer process rollout, which requires you to do a skip and then a ramp slide and then like a solid rocket off the ramp. It's not that hard, but he like landed on our health pack before we got to mid. I'm like, holy shit, we are fucked. This guy is too fast. So like pretty much every time I do the process roll up, I think of like that guy, and like maybe I'm the person inspiring fear in the hearts of these pubbers whenever I do the rollout. But seeing that progression was very satisfying for me. At some point, Beethoven went completely deaf, but I think he was really old at that point. Oh, really? I thought he was always completely deaf. I had no clue. There was a movie, wasn't there, about a dog named Beethoven? I can't remember if I liked it or not, but I just remember every time we weren't doing anything in music class, elementary school, we would watch that movie every time. Yeah, there was? Damn. How strange that I remember that. Was it any good? What are the thoughts? What's the Rotten Tomatoes score on Beethoven? It's cringe. That's funny. Just an Airbud wannabe? Damn. It's like an Airbud of classical music. All animal-centered movies are cringe. Okay, boys, this is where we whip out the counterexample. What about like Marley and Me? Isn't that a beloved franchise? 30%. Paw Patrol, Garfield, hello, Sonic movie. Okay, let's not get crazy. Marley and Me is good, but only the first one. Isn't Zootopia also beloved? Or is that just a furry thing? Yo, Muffin, are you trying to play some Season 7 Apex Legends? Sonic movie was kind of goated. Really? People like that? I thought it was just a meme. I recall my my 7-year-old cousin showing me like meme clips of Sonic the Hedgehog from like the movie. I'm like, God, this looks truly terrible. The live action ones. Okay, okay. What does that bring us down to? I don't know enough movies in general to really give you a proper counter argument. Live action animal movie. B movie? That's not live action though. Air Bud and Lassie. The one Cats movie. My parents were watching that last night, and I was a little bit perturbed. Do people like the Cats movie? I know people really shit on it for the animation style when it came out, but they did that for Sonic the Hedgehog too, and I thought that was trash. So maybe everything I know is a lie. The Adventures of Milo and Otis has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. I've never heard of that in my life. Muffin, it's pretty decent. It's pretty enjoyable thus far, Season 7. I think you'd probably have a good time with it. There's also a bug where you can become an attack helicopter by putting Rampart's drone on top of the Rampart's turret on top of the crypto drone, which is hilarious but also terrifying. The Battle Pass is shite. I forgot you only play the game for Battle Pass challenges. That was your thing. It's not true? It's absolutely true. Don't try to lie to me. There were a few good ones. Like when there was a really nice weapon skin at the end of the Battle Pass, I would want to do it. I'm assembling one of my my units here. Just for fun. Why not? I think this is how it's done. I may have to really re-examine the process. Come on. Yeah. Just like that. We have a vertex, boys. So we're just gonna need like a million more of these for the I think it's an icosahedron for 30 parts. See you later, Naku. The current battle pass takes 71 days to complete out of the 88. Oh, that does suck. That's really bad. I really admire you because even though you're obsessed with improving yourself, you still play video games, which seems to be the enemy of most people that have this interest. Interesting. I do think that it's definitely gotten in the way at times because I was certainly addicted to games at multiple points in my life. But it's just, you know, if you don't let games control your free time and control your life, then it becomes just like a free time enhancer. It's a good way to interact with your buds, and it's a good way to, I mean, I guess it depends on what games you play. But if you're into things like OS, you can get that sense of improvement. But if you're into things like, I don't know, the Outer Worlds or like Animal Crossing, it's just, you know, comfortable afternoon. Flex your muscles? I will not do such a thing. I did redo the thumbnail for my most recent video. We're giving it one more chance at life. I took like 1,000 selfies with a DSLR to get like one that looked about what I was looking for. It's hard, man. When you don't have like a viewfinder, I don't know what I'm doing, what I look like. What instruments do you play? I just play the violin. It's the only one. I guess I own a mandolin, and the tuning is the same as a violin, so I could probably like pluck out some melodies, but I don't really know chords and such. I do not own a DSLR. It belongs to my my mother. She's pretty into photography and such. So I just steal it whenever I need it for like a project, and I'll probably steal it for future origami streams once I can figure out how that works. I think I'm gonna need a specific like HDMI cable for that to work. Yes, I actually do use higher sense now. In Diabolical, my base sensitivity is like 25 centimeters. So it's not crazy high, but with Excel on top of that, you know, it's reasonable. And I feel like my skill ceiling for tracking is higher because I have to rely on my own skill for smoothness, but the speed in which I can get back to my targets seems to be a little bit easier, or just faster. And being able to keep up with people that are like moving over me or like quickly around me is way, way easier. I don't have to pick up my mouse as much. It's easier to make those readjustments with my wrist instead of my arm as well. It's good stuff. I would definitely recommend people who exclusively use low sense to give it a go. Hey, has been a while when I had time to watch. Still not a lot. Damn. But it's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm using Quake Live Excel. It's a problem now. You're still in the sense void of just picking random sensitivities. I did go back to linear Excel instead of motivity. I do feel like it's nice to have a hard cap somewhere. And I have like the pretty much exactly my curve from the Mouse Excel video. Again. Do you prefer wrist movement or arm movement for mouse? Honestly, like, I was playing against a friend who was pretty new to Diabolical, so I was like, okay, you might as well use some lower sensitivities, see how in the world these people in my tournament play with like 70 centimeters, right? And it'd be fun to just revisit it, see if I can do anything. It is a lot of fun to engage like my entire body in aiming, and I feel like I can hit my flicks more consistently. I think that's just like larger margin for error coming from low sense, right? But that being said, it's harder to be consistent for me because like smooth aim, soft aim is easier for me when I use higher sensitivity. I feel like I get more agency and control over my mouse. Hey, thanks for the Mouse Excel video. Since then, I was from gold to diamond 2 and my aim has felt more comfortable. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Remember, it's you who did that. It's not the Excel. I bet you can take off Excel if you wanted to. You'd still be playing at a diamond level. Do you have to fold the entire stack of Post-it notes? Yes. Yes, we do. We're probably like a third of the way done in about an hour, but that's okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, about a third of the way done. I don't think the assembly is going to take that long, though. So this is probably going to be like a 3-hour stream. How fast were your solves when I cubed? Not very good. I would probably average like 30 seconds. Yeah, I am actually still in love with my KPU, Cone Pure Ultra. It's such a good mouse. I feel like it's just so comfortable for me. Like the divisive grip style of being asymmetrical, there's something about it. It just like it feels right. It feels good in the hand. And I swap the feet, I got a paracord, and it's like I have no complaints at all. I've used 70 centimeters for 2 years now. Oh yeah. Vilm 32K, thank you so much for the Prime, man. I've used 69 centimeters for like 2 years. Still not sure if I can change. I should change my sense. I would give it a go. For the longest time, I was telling people like, hey, use the same, or you don't have to use the same sensitivity across multiple games. You don't have to use the same sensitivity for like, and for some period of time. But regardless, I would still go on mousesensitivity.com, you know, put in the 2 games that I'm trying to play and convert. And for what purpose? I think like somewhere deep inside, I still believe that I would be better at like flicking if I use the exact same sense. But now I'm done with that. That little logical fallacy or that hypocrisy in my beliefs, it's done. And it has not affected my aim at all, obviously, because there was no reason to use the same sense. I think that there's a chance that switching between sensitivities is a skill in and of itself. Like the more you do it, the better you'll get at like adapting to new things quickly. In the same way that I had to learn how to switch between multiple layouts on top of learning the layouts on their own for keyboarding. And now that I've switched my sense so many times for like mouse excel and just random variables, it's very easy for me. So I guess like when you first start out, it wouldn't be the dumbest thing in the world to just use the same mid-range sense for every game. Would that make Kovacs obsolete? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's why I say like you don't really have to worry about having the exact same sensitivity and settings for Kovacs. Do you not convert sense at all when you start playing new FPS? I did, but now I'm not going to bother. I'm going to use what feels right. I'll tweak it as I get into in-game engagements based on the needs of the game, as opposed to having the exact same centimeters per 360. Right? Because I feel like Apex Legends requires a lot more fine-grained control than a game like Diabolical. Where Diabolical, you need to have that freedom of movement for all of these different like aim styles. I don't think I'm going to go as far as to use different sensitivities per weapon. I think that's... I don't need to go that far. But I probably could. Like, what's the downside? Use a super low sense on rail? Huh. Interesting. But no, I actually quite enjoy using high sense on rail as well, because it becomes a much more like prediction and tracking style of click time, as opposed to just going for these dumb flicks all the time. Centimeters per 360 is just a transferable metric between different games, right? It's like this amount of space on my mouse pad will make me do a 360-degree turn, and you measure that in centimeters. But obviously most people aren't whipping out rulers to check themselves. They're online calculators. So that's how you can tell between different games and different DPIs what exactly your real sensitivity is. Because like sensitivity and DPI on their own don't actually give you any sort of meaning. EDPI is a similar thing, but it's game specific. So it's like the ultimate metric for sensitivity conversion, stuff like that. There are some people that go as far as use like sensitivity randomizers on Kovacs, so you can never, like, you're always paying attention to the position of like your crosshair, or like your position relative to the target, stuff like that. I used it for a little bit and actually felt kind of nice. It was an interesting experience. On OS, it was a little bit wonkier. Yeah, exactly. It's universal. I don't think it's as bad as you would expect, like for tracking at least. For flicking, it'd be a little weird, but for tracking, definitely not too bad, because it's like a smooth change in sensitivities. Yeah, GN just released the area randomizer. It's supposed to do something similar. I don't know though. I feel like, and something with absolute positioning, it does help to be used to your area, right? I know for a fact that if you got used to an area, you can play without a cursor. Maybe not like to the best of your ability, but still to some degree of accuracy. And the question is like, how long does it take to achieve that sort of muscle memory? I shouldn't have dropped the M word. I'm gonna get angry replies in my DMs. And like maybe it's the same thing. Maybe if you got really used to changing areas, you'd be able to develop that skill really quickly with a new area. But I don't know. Never played OS, but it seems like fun. I'm a bit put off by the sheer unfiltered anime. At least that's the impression I get from it. Yeah, I think that's fair. I remember Kovac was telling me like, oh, I want to get my son into rhythm games, but I'm not too sure which one to use. And I'm like, okay, OS is a pretty fun game. You know, it's just like click on the dots, right? And then he says like, yeah, but you know, this all of the slightly risque anime girl backgrounds. I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about that one. It's just so ingrained in the culture. Like even random like pop songs that have nothing to do with anime, they'll still throw anime girl in the background because it's OS and that's what you do. But I will say that I do not care for anime openings like at all. On a whole, like obviously there are some exceptions. I think Uchu Kanbini 8 Films was an anime opening, and I love that song. But for the most part, the anime openings are very, very generic and very repetitive. Like they kind of follow the same formula. I have no love for them anymore, probably because I played so much OS, and I still can find like unique and interesting songs and maps that allow me to enjoy the game. I remember someone in my Discord was saying, or asked a question along the lines of like, I don't really understand why people would play rhythm games. And I told them like, oh, it's the sense of improvement that you get. It's like crack for improvement addicts because you can see numerical progress in your scores and your capabilities very, very easily as you like scale through difficulties. But on top of that, it's just a really neat way to interface with music, right? Without having to like know how to play an instrument. It like gamifies that that feeling of playing along to a song, which is very satisfying. And I've found that when I play maps of songs that I like, or like I like the map, right? It translates to get me to like the artist will grow on me in a huge way. Like Modern Baseball is I think it's Midwest emo would be an apt genre description. I didn't really like them that much until I started listening to some of their songs on OS and like playing along with it. I'm like, okay. And then over time, I started to like really enjoy it, and like now it's one of my favorite bands. I downloaded a beat map for Shawty's Like a Melody in My Head, and guess what? In my girl background. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. I found a lot of songs I love from OS as well. Yeah. If you search through the graveyards of people with similar music taste to you, you can get some real gems. I'm talking about like beat mappers in specific. Is there such a thing as mouse deceleration, like if you go fast but the speed goes down? I believe so. I think so. I don't really know if it'd be consistent enough to work properly, though. It's an interesting idea. I don't know. It seems so unintuitive to me, right? Because like the faster you move your mouse, the faster your sense gets. That makes sense. Could you invert that in your head and have that still make sense? Maybe. And if so, what benefit would it have? Like your flicks? I guess you do like flicks for low sense. Or sorry, low sense for flicks. And I kind of like high sense for tracking now. Huh, interesting. Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't think it's going to be something viable. Okay, we're making decent time here. Start to become a little bit more efficient with how I do these folds. Hello, po' boy. What's up? My business email is something that has been very infrequently used, but a while back I did get one person who was like, okay, we'll go to various companies and ask for like sponsorships with your YouTube channel. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. If, you know, a relatively small commission fee for the deal, I think that's super worth it to not have to go out on my own and do that myself. And one of the things that I brought back was this person who was like making keyboards, like custom boards. And they said like, okay, we'll make you a custom board of your specifications and send it to you for review or something like that. I'm like, okay, well, that would be kind of sick. Like this could be my opportunity to get my dream keyboard, right? But I can't be taking deals like that. It's not good cost value for me right now. I don't need another keyboard, but I wouldn't mind. But they charge some like ridiculous amount for lubricating switches. It was like $3 for every switch, something like that, which is just madness. You can buy like an entire tube of Tribosys for $5 or something like that. Who makes custom board? I don't remember the name of that company. I think it was an individual, actually. Crazy, right? $3 per switch. That's highway robbery. Are TLU switches good for O's? They're fine. It's not really better or worse than any other linear switch, I think. It's quite light. I think there were a few people in the community that really loved black switches because it like you would push down, and then because the actuation force is so high, that resistance would push your finger back up. So even though like you have to deal with so much more resistance when pressing the keys, the fact that you don't have to worry about the upstroke as much is what people liked about it. I think like Jesse1412 was the biggest proponent of it. I don't think anyone is using it at like a high level though for like today's death streamers. Black switches fucked my left hand so bad. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just not really in a position where I feel the need to make yet another keyboard. I also do take offense. This is a UQ stream where you said I see you've got an HHKB, but if you'd like a more, a nicer keyboard, let me know. Why you gotta take shots at the HHKB? It's Topre. The feeling of oneness of cup rubber, something like that. Some spicy babe. Oof. When the folds work just right. Why is this so much smoother than my previous experiences? It's like I got good or something. Only got my VR set up this year, but yeah, defaults do suck. I'm running modded. VR? Wait, what are you talking about? It's like Beat Saber? Only got 15. Beat Saber, yes, okay. It's a pretty cool game, indeed. I never got too into it myself, but I've been told under good faith that it does have indeed a high skill ceiling. And it seems pretty satisfying to do yourself. I don't know, VR still has a pretty high cost of entry to get like a proper setup. I'm not interested enough to take the plunge just yet. Gonna go back to my questions channel here. Yo, I'm trying to learn Dvorak and I need to find a website to do it on. Again, just starting. Any suggestions? This is from Brad. Well, I guess we might as well just name a bunch of typing websites. So, my top 3 typing websites of all time. TypeRacer, Monkey Type. I'm trying to think of a third. Like, what are the remaining ones? You got 10 Fast Fingers, kind of garbage. We got Nitro Type, which I think is pretty good, but I never really used. This is what, like Typing Club and KeyBR? I think KeyBR would probably be third. It's got a niche, at least. Typing Club is not bad either. But I just love TypeRacer for forcing you to fix your errors and for the multiplayer, like, competitive aspect of it. But yeah, I don't think the website really matters that much. Just pick something that allows you to type and go for it. Doing it outside of just the websites too will also help. Someone contacted me with something interesting, and he said that he can, like, whenever he goes to TypeRacer, his brain will automatically like switch into Colmac mode. He's like conditioned himself to only be able to type in Colmac and TypeRacer now. I use KeyBR, but it can't seem to go beyond 45 to 50 as I keep making errors. I think at some point, KeyBR's system stops being effective. You have like isolating specific keys to specific, you have groupings of keys and you type like fake words. I think typing in like more real world scenarios helped me a lot more when I was relearning QWERTY. Oh man, I suck. This one is not looking so hot. Why? Okay, that's better. That's better. Typing Club is the best to first learn touch typing IMO. I don't know. I don't feel like the specific courses to take you step by step through touch typing are really that necessary. Diving headfirst into it, I don't know. I'm speaking from experience. I don't want to go down that route because, like, for the workout video, part of the things that one of the things I really harp on, or plan to harp on rather, is the fact that people will do something, like this is how I worked out, and they'll claim it's the best. They'll just preach it to everyone who will listen because, like, this is what I did, this is what you have to do because this is how I did it. And I almost just did that for typing, I think, because that's how I learned. I kind of went head first. But I haven't tried the alternative, so I really can't say what's more efficient. But I do think that it doesn't matter as much as you would expect which website you choose to use for your learning to type. It would frustrate me a ton. Okay, that's true. That's definitely true. Is that if you went all in one fell swoop, you're gonna suck. Guaranteed. There's no one who will be good at 10-finger typing if you've never done it before. Someone does bring up a good point, though. If you can somehow make it fun, like how Type Racer's semi-competitive aspect, I think that goes a long way. Like, PBR is boring as hell. But Type Racer, like, you have, like, runs, you have internal competition, maybe. It's a good time. And, like, beating someone while using your, like, alternate typing style, whether you're just learning how to type with 10 fingers or something like that, it's pretty satisfying. Reminder that you only have 8 fingers. That's true. We say 10-finger typing, but no one's using 10, right? Who's using their right thumb for something? Right and left. Like, you use one or the other for spacebar. I know that's not what you're getting at equal, but yeah. What do you mean I use both? Why? I have a split spacebar? Why? Left is B? Jesus Christ, Nico. That's crazy. It's 1-4, comma. Okay, I can see that. That's not bad. What happens when you need to... I guess there was no instance when you would need to type C and then B, or V and then B, right? That's crazy. Honestly, not that bad. I kind of like that. I think Sean Rona does something similar, actually. What else is going on here? How long should I use the typing tutor I'm on before I go full on KeyBR or Type Racer with this new layout? I kind of already answered that. Just do it whenever you feel like it. How do you improve rapidly? That's a very broad question. I honestly don't think I have like an insane improvement rate. I just kind of try more than most people do for like meaningless tasks. Right? I still suck at a lot of games like that I haven't put time into, and I'm gonna suck for a while. But playing with the intent to improve is step number 1. And like self-analysis, I think is the most beneficial thing you can get out of improving anything, is learning to have that characteristic of self-analysis, learning from your mistakes, learning from your successes, etc., etc. Yeah, exactly. Figuring out how you best practice. I think people worry too much about like the time frame of putting time into things. Like, how much should I practice every day with Kovacs to get good? Or typing. Should I practice 20 minutes? And if so, how long will it take me to get to 60 words per minute? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just do at your own pace. Do what you're comfortable with doing. You know, if you are really having fun, you want to type for 8 hours straight, like, I'm not going to stop you. And if you're not having fun at all, like, don't force yourself to just meaninglessly play Kovacs for another 5 hours, like, or even like another 20 minutes. Just put it down for the day and come back to it when you're in the mood. Do you play Smash? No. I'm a big fan of Melee, but I've never played it competitively. I think playing games when you don't enjoy it but want to improve means you should do some self-analysis to make sure you're not addicted. Oof. True. For some people, like, how do I want to phrase this? Like people want a competitive outlet. I think that is completely fair. In a game like OS, right? But a lot of people aren't really having fun with it in a direct way anymore. Like, they don't enjoy the moment-to-moment gameplay, but they just want something to have that spirit of competition and like something to improve in. I think that's okay, but you're definitely right. Like, if you're playing things that you don't enjoy but you feel like you need to play it, then maybe take a step back and analyze why you're doing it. Check that board out. All right, we'll do. Oh wow, that's nice. It's Alice-esque, but it's got like a sort of upwards elevation towards the center. Very, very nice bezel. Working out is hard, my arms are jelly. True. The first time I did a leg day, which was like in a while, I was jelly legs for like the entire week. It was bad. But yesterday I did one, and I'm feeling good. I feel like barely any fatigue. You know, someone in my Discord mentioned that, like, I would do it, but as soon as I do these like leg workouts, I just want to curl up and die. But the more you do it, the easier it'll become. Really. Of course, you want to keep pushing yourself. And I think variation in practice is so huge. You got to get yourself to react to new situations and new like stimuli. How important do you think your motivation for working out is important? You don't want it to be based on motivation, ideally, right? I think everyone, when you first get started, is like, okay, I'm going to get in shape. It's going to be great. All I have to do is work out every single day for a year. And then your motivation will run out as you get like tired. You get fatigued. You're like, oh, what if I just skip today? I can always do it tomorrow. You have to really keep yourself to that schedule and like mindset. Dedicate time. And I think that's one of the most valuable things that you get out of exercise. Is first of all, I keep bringing this up, but like if you know how to work out, I feel like you can get good at almost anything. Because there's so many elements of it that will apply to getting better at other skills. Like that element of dedication, that element of like research and self-analysis and like variation in practice and like the mind-body connection, all of that kind of stuff. There's so many analogs between working out and like doing Kovacs. Obviously, very different skills for very different types of people, but this is the general principles. My legs are substantially more built than my upper body since I played football in my primary school days and through my life. You still play now? Wait, which football are we talking about? Wait, legs. Okay, never mind. I understand. Yeah, I get you. The real football. I could still play if you wanted, but it's past me? What do you mean? What do you mean if I wanted? And what do you mean it's past you? football child game. I don't really work out. I just do sports I like that, and they are tiring. Mountain biking, and now cross-country skiing. Heck yeah. I think it feels good. Like post-workout, you feel good. You take that cold shower. It's like, I did a good thing today. Maybe that feeling will go away after I do it for like a year or something. But like doing something that you know is good for you, it's always gratifying, at least in my eyes. I don't remember if I told you or responded to your question earlier, Muffin, but I think Season 7 is worth a shot. I'm sure the Battle Pass has got its issues, but like the raw gameplay, I think you'll enjoy the map for the most part. It's pretty. What resources did you use to learn about getting in shape? It was really on like a case-by-case basis. Like I would start just by doing what I felt like was good, which is probably not the best thing to do. But later on, I would have questions like, well, what should I do for my workout splits? Should I worry about protein intake? What about supplements? What is creatine? All of these questions that I have kind of surfaced over the course of my endeavors to get in shape. I only play Apex if I have friends to play with. Yeah, there's a new map, finally. We can game. If you got time, like tomorrow, maybe you, me, and Andy can pop off. I honestly do not get how people track in that game so well. Like, I just can't see shit. Diabolical has spoiled me in a huge way, man. I think it might be an element of recoil control that I'm not taking too much into account. I gotta go sit in the training room and shoot walls for a little while. Get that muscle memory back. I think, without realizing it, I'm doing the same, like, just pull straight down for pretty much every weapon. And for things like the flatline, it's not working. I watched Mikey A, or MGE Mike, play some Apex this morning. Like, he was beaming people across the map at the flatline. I'm like, my flatline don't do that. I got work tomorrow? Oh, that sucks. Play Vermintide with me? Oof. I did actually uninstall it like last week. I ran out of space in my hard drive. And that game was like 70 gigabytes. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. Is there any way to make school enjoyable because studying is super boring? I think you gotta probably come to that kind of conclusion to yourself. You could try using different techniques to study, different ways to go about it, because I certainly didn't do it myself. But it's definitely a case-by-case personal thing to get yourself to pay attention, do things right. Monster Hunter is like 120? Really? Oh, shoot. I think I still do have that game installed. How do you run out of space? I got like a 1 terabyte hard drive. I've had it for like 2 years though. So slowly, like video files get put on my PC, and my games, like freaking Modern Warfare is like a fifth of it. I don't want to uninstall Warzone though, because I feel like it's a good way to connect with like the normie friends that I have. Everyone plays that damn game. Warzone is a pretty fun normie game. I agree. If I took it seriously, I would literally lose my mind, but it's not too bad. As like a turn your brain off kind of game. What do you think about learning chess? It's a very steep learning curve. It's going to require a lot of time commitment to do so. It's definitely a game that I respect in a huge way, though. What do you think about Rocket League? I think I will probably play it pretty soon. I've been watching Northern Lion have his go at Rocket League again. It's been like a renaissance for him now that it's gone free to play, and it's been very enjoyable to watch him play that game. And I recognize that there is a place to play that game like semi-casually with friends. Yeah, the mechanics look pretty satisfying too. My only concern is that because the game is so mechanically deep, I could definitely see myself spending hours and hours in the training room. Like, I was thinking the other day, I've probably spent more time in the diabolical practice range, like not the aim trainer, like the practice range, than anyone else on the planet. When are you going to join the Geocaster links? There may be an element of cowardice occurring. Soon enough. I gotta have a better practice schedule for the skills that I'm working on. I got really discouraged because my typing method is not working with my PC properly. I think I'm gonna have to practice on my phone. Pingify tryhards? Never. Let's see, how many post-it notes do we have left? You probably could do this with post-it notes. The stickiness might be annoying though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're 2/3 of the way there. Let's see. I need help. I have a friend that can miss point blank range in FPS games. How do I save him? Point blank is hard, man. Close fast strafes, not easy. In fact, it's the opposite of easy. It's a different kind of aim for sure. It's not precision, but keeping up with the target at that range is difficult. But he's probably just saying, like, his friend's bad. How do you help him? You gotta help yourself. No one can bring you out of that, you know, ditch. You gotta really pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And it's interesting that when I talk to my mom, she really has a lot of those kind of anecdotes too, where her students, like, you cannot teach someone to have an appreciation for music and like learning it to get better at an instrument. You really have to have it come from within. Because you can try all you want to attempt to inspire someone to learn, but if they don't want to put in the effort, then they won't. And that's kind of what happens. When are we getting a minimalist black and white shirt that says improve? Asks Daryl. Merch, it's not happening anytime soon. I don't know. I don't think it's the right time for it. People who watch my YouTube channel, I feel like most of them are like, okay, that video was cool, but they're not really fans of me, right? They're not like loyal to the brand or anything. It's just like, okay, this is a cool thing that I watched. I kind of want to see more. But that's about it. I assume like the more dedicated Twitch viewers, they might purchase it, but that's not enough to justify the campaign. Get a shirt with Pingu Hydrate on it. You know, the design philosophy behind like branded merch, it has to be like it's something you can wear outside on a normal basis. Someone who knows the brand will be like, hey, I watched that person too. But someone who doesn't is like, okay, that's a cool design on a normal looking shirt. Not like, here is, you know, anime ahegao face or whatever. I would buy a watch to sell watches. Don't you have like a Rolex or something? Why do you want my poverty watch? What is Pingu's setup? It's a very broad question. I don't know. There's commands for that, I suppose. Why don't I have an FAQ? Because no one looks at FAQs. That's been evidenced many, many times by the mouse acceleration video, asking what the blocky game is. It's in the pinned comments. Or like my origami video, like why are there so many ads? It's in the pinned comments. People would rather like ask themselves than go out of their way to any small extent to look for the information. Even if it's like easily Googleable, they would rather go and ask someone. Finally, a streamer who understands merch. I hate when their merch doesn't make sense to people who don't understand. I mean that's fine, isn't it? Like you want to have a piece of merch that just looks good regardless. I guess that's what you mean. Yeah, you don't have to get it for it to be appreciated. Maybe just have constantly the name of the game on screen. I'm not gonna go that far to circumvent that issue. I think it's fine. It's whatever. What's up, Miss Keeping? Pingu tired? What's wrong? You not enjoy musical performance? What do you think is the best, the Zowie S2 or the Vaxi NP01? I mean, I know of both of those mice. I have not used either. I was a bit of a Zowie fanboy in my early TF2 days. I bought like, I think it's only 2 ZA12s, but I remember it's the first like real mouse that I bought. And I just like, I mean, I loved it. It was the only experience I had with good mice, so. But these days, they're kind of behind the times. I think in terms of shapes, everyone just copies them for the most part. Like the EC1A, everyone copies that. The FK2, it's stolen by like the Model O. So they definitely know what they're doing with shapes. And if it's your cup of tea, then there's probably going to be a clone sooner or later. I think like the Hadi Mira M, maybe, is a copy of the S2. Hold on, I wanna look into it. Nah, it's not Hadi. Whatever, HK Mira M, it might be. I found it. It's the HK Gaming Mouse Ultra Lightweight Honeycomb Shell Ambidextrous Wired RGB Gaming Mouse, 12,000 CPI, 7 buttons, 59 grams. I believe this is an S2 clone, but it's like lightweight. It's fun, but I'm still so sleepy. Didn't get much sleep. Unfortunate. Weighted blanket still coming in clutch for me. I cannot recommend it enough. I gave it to my mom to try because she's historically had issues with sleeping. And she said like it was easier to fall asleep. It kept me in a deeper state of sleep. And even when I woke up early, I didn't feel as tired because I felt like my sleep was better quality. There you go. Ringing endorsement from the Pingu mom. Same with Ponage. That's also quite good, right? I did kind of want to try one because there aren't that many ergonomic, lightweight, wireless mice. Right? I think the Ponage is probably the main one of that genre. Are there any sports you're interested in trying? It's very stereotypical for like a nerd like me, but I'm actually a big fan of ping pong. I've watched quite a bit of it. Still to this day, I enjoy watching the occasional match, but also channels like Pongfinity and Takyu Genin. I think it's a sick sport though. Very fast, very technical. Ping pong is so cool. Do you think the G502 is overrated? Is that the one that looks like a transformer? Probably. I feel like Logitech's claim to fame was their sensors back then, and now everyone's got good sensors. Opponent cell is kind of creaky. Dang. I used to use it for years. It's definitely overrated. Yeah, I think in the current meta of mice, like there's so many better options. Logitech mice are not bad, and the shapes are usually pretty decent, but the weight is just really outdated. And like the feet and the cables, all behind the times. I think the one exception that people really love is like the egg-shaped mice. I don't really get it, to be honest, but there's so many people who like will swear by the G203. Almost made me want to try it, but no, it can't be that good. It can't be that good. I do wish I could be one of those mouse reviewers that just like uses a mouse, talks about it. Like every mouse review is basically the same exact thing. Oh, here's how the buttons are, here's how the cable is. It's not quite as good as X cable, and you may want to do this mod to it. Here's the feet, this is how they look. Here's the glide test. You know, it's all the same thing over and over again. But like people want to watch it for consumer awareness, and then the companies will send you free stuff to review their mice. That's a sick deal. What is the worst keyboard switch in general? There's probably some like ancient garbage switch, like the Cherry MY or something ridiculous like that. It's like Fujitsu Leaf Spring, I think was also horrible. I'm sure Cairo-san has a video of like the worst switches of all time. Cherry MX Brown is probably the answer most people were expecting. But it's not that bad. Let's be real here. It's like overhyped and not very good. But it's not the worst of all time. I feel like people coming from like trashy keyboards, membranes, going to MX Browns is a pretty nice improvement. He does. You watch Cairo-san as well? Of course. He's got a very, very nice voice, and I enjoy his like ancient keyboard content. He's a very unique entity within like the keyboarding community. Because he doesn't really care for the modern stuff. Blues are definitely worse than browns. I mean, at least they have a niche. I feel like browns are just like scratchy linears. That's not really a unique opinion, but you don't get any tactility from browns. And that's the entire purpose of their existence. Okay, I have heard this stance before, where people need to have like at least 4 buttons on their mouse, or else they don't want to use it. I don't get it. What games are you playing that require that amount of binds? And like, you can't say I got used to something, but you can also get used to many other things. Like, you can get used to anything. You can use freaking mouse 1 for forward. We're almost out of the woods, boys. Making good progress. I think I'll definitely do an Apex stream soon. I had some decent fun with it off stream. We'll probably play some ranked. I'm gonna switch if I need to. Yeah, I feel like there's not many mice that fulfill that niche that are like actively good. Have you guys seen like the fingertip mouse that came out? I think it was like HK something, or was it G Wolves? I think it's G Wolves actually. G Wolves fingertip mouse. HSK, that's what I was thinking. I guess I'll link the Amazon link or something. Does it exist? Oh, maybe not. Look at this thing. It looks so strange, man. It's like you took a knife, cut off the back of a Model O or something. I get the idea though. Like if you're a fingertip gripper, you don't use the back part of your mouse. What's the purpose of having it? Might as well just like cut off the back. And like the Cooler Master mouse. Oh man, what is the name of that? MM720? Maybe? Cooler Master MM720. Oh, this thing is gross. Oh, it's so disgusting. If there was like an r/mouse score subreddit, this would be on the front page. I think it's a cool idea. I would like to try it, despite not being a fingertipper. I know there was like a carbon fiber mouse that was pretty similarly shaped to that. I pivot my mouse around its weight all the time. The center of mass is going to feel so off, but I guess it'll be something to get used to. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I guess the center mouse would be strange, but maybe it's worth it. For 39 grams. There's a mouse score subreddit. It's probably people like drilling holes in their mice. I have inadvertently gotten 2 people to drill holes in their mice as a joke. The first one tried to stab a tablet pen like into their mouse and then you like use the mouse on a tablet. They said it wasn't worth it, but it was a Razer mouse, so whatever. And the other person was someone who like really liked the Zowie S2, and their only complaint was the weight. So I said like, whip out the Dremel. Again, I was joking, and then he sends a pic like 2 hours later with his mouse looking like there was bolt holes in it. But he did say it was worth it, so you know, good advice. Good advice. Skettings. Mouse weight when it comes to grams is a couple of grams is a meme. Prove me wrong. I don't think it can be done equal. Would you not say that lighter is almost always better for mice in the vast majority of cases? I'm Pingwify fan with a different name. Oh, what's up? Good to see ya. Ancient name within the community. Pingwify fan. I'm glad you have blossomed into your own identity. You're not just using my alias or my alias backwards. Yeah, but 4 grams lighter makes no difference. Right, but it's still better though, right? If you could make it 4 grams lighter, it would be an upgrade, but it's so minuscule that you probably wouldn't notice. However, doesn't negate the fact that it is an upgrade. Weightless mouse when? You just pilot it with your hand? Interesting, interesting. I do wonder how deep the rabbit hole will go. Will there be someone that just... You attach something to your middle finger and then you pilot that around as your mouse? Yeah, surely there's a point when it's difficult to control because it's so light. I don't think we've gotten there yet, though. I feel like if there was like a pencil mouse that worked well, it would still be pretty good. But I suppose, like, why do we all have the same, like, similar-ish shape on mice? How did this develop, and why do we still, like, keep using it? It just fills the palm well? I don't know, it just seems strange to me that we've become accustomed to this exact shape, and then we see anything else, and it's just so strange. Surely there must be a better way to have an aiming device that doesn't follow these standards, right? Because this surely developed from like an original design of a mouse, a ball mouse meant for some ancient computer, and we've just iterated from there to get where we are now. But there must be a better way to do it. There's no way they just accidentally binked the best input method for FPS games. Gonna make a cube mouse. It's better posture to not pronate this hard. I see. It fits the hand and keeps doctors busy with wrist information. That's funny. How would a shooting game work on a drawing tablet? Interesting that you ask. If you subscribe to youtube.com/pingwify, you may find out in several months. I have done a few streams with using a drawing tablet for FPS games, and it's not bad. It's honestly not bad. I do think I have to go through a lot of hoops to make it a viable playstyle, though. To like find as many ways to allow my like wrist to glide on the tablet and not to have too much friction between like the pen, and like also to have it so I can actually pick up the pen to reset it. It's a lot of different strategies that I've looked into to the point where it's probably not worth it. Tablet cover soon, though. There will be a return of the tablet streams. I'll probably play either Diabotic or Apex. I think Apex would be more novel. What is that mousepad is very aesthetically pleasing? You can do exclamation point mousepad. Just came here. What you making via origami? The link just above you, the YouTube link, will show you what's going on. Aren't you like jerky poo? or something like that? Or is that your friend? I could have sworn that I've seen your name before. But that person did mention your Jerky Poo's friend. Damn, that's close. That's close. Jerky Poo did mention to me he had this idea of like having sort of crew battles, which is a fighting game thing in Diabolical Duel, and it doesn't work quite as well because you don't have like stock counts that you can pull or anything, but you can have like player counter picks and stuff, and I think that's pretty neat. He wants to do like community versus community. There is a larger size of the 8 gaming mousepad that I do kind of wish I was able to get, but I think they're restocking around the holiday time, so relatively soon. I just didn't want to wait though. We have 4 pieces of paper left, by the way. We're almost into the assembly phase. I'm a Quake CPMA dueler though. He found out my YouTube channel from YouTube recommendations of all places. That's pretty cool. I think it's hilarious that like Serky stumbled upon my channel. He just left that comment about Mouse XL, and we broke his like 2-year hiatus from playing games, maybe even longer than that. I did get another comment recently though that was like, "Serky, isn't that the tofu guy?" Oh, it's so funny. I do wish there were a few other variables in Diabolical that allowed you to emulate CPMA a little more. Like the weapon switch stuff, or like the delay after shooting. It'd be cool to see how that feels without it. Because I think like watching how fast CPMA is makes me want to try it, but I don't want to go too far out of my comfort zone. It's probably command. I looked through every command. You can do like /config and it gives you a list. I could not find anything for like weapon switch. Not to flex CPM. I thought CPMM is not brain. It's just like super high mechanical skill ceiling because the it's so much faster. But have no fear. Serky has linked me an incredible amount of CPMA frag movies, and I can agree that it's ridiculous. I watched Gaia versus HAL 9000. At like 2 a.m. and I was so tired that my brain couldn't even follow what was happening. Like, I think it was Hal. He was just flicking everything over and over again. I'm like, what is going on this screen I'm looking at? Do you like the mouse pad? It looks like it's pretty cheap for being custom. Yeah, I actually am a big fan. And I'm not just saying this because I have like an affiliate link. I legitimately was interested in custom mouse pads. And people said this had a similar, like, not texture, surface to the GSR SE. So I'm like, okay, custom mouse pad, relatively cheap and similar to one of like the most beloved cloth pads. Seems like a good deal. So I gave it a try, and I'm a fan. It's very, very smooth. It's way smoother than like my glorious extended XXL, something like that. That one was way rougher. It's also not as slow as that pad. I don't think there's the obsession over like stopping power and stuff like that is really warranted, but it feels good. I enjoy it. And I enjoy the slightly additional extra friction that I get compared to the Fnatic Dash. I'm not really a hard pad kind of guy, or like a hybrid pad. Although there is some guy in my community that uses the Skypad Glass, which is a hard pad made of glass, and he is like he's a huge proponent of it. He believes that his LG aim has gotten a lot better since using that pad because he felt like whenever he would get in those like close range or like panic LG situations, he would start to like death grip his mouse, like really apply a lot of pressure. But when you're tracking, you want to have it nice and smooth and be like relatively gentle with your mouse, right? And he found that no matter what he did with the cloth pad, he would always be putting downwards pressure on the mouse and applying like too much force. But when he got the hard pad, that issue went away. You know, you can tell yourself all you want, like, okay, I need to stop applying pressure. But if you forget, like, in the moment, you know, that's that. And it's an interesting idea. And I don't really know why it would cause such an effect. But it does have me wanting to try one. Not to the point of actually doing it, because those things are freaking expensive. But maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. I think there's the Glorious Helios. Actually, Glorious is coming out with 3 new mouse pads, aren't they? It's like wind, heat, whatever, something like that. It's interesting. If someone can finally do what Artisan does and not have to import from Japan, it'd be a hot button issue. I don't know what I'm saying. It'd be good. It'd be good, okay? What are you making? It's a variation on the Sonobe icosahedron. It's because he has a heavy mouse? No, he's using a Razer Viper Mini. I think. Have you seen a GMMK Pro? I also tend to put a lot of pressure on my mouse when I'm under like stress or panic. And I can sometimes tell myself, okay, just calm down, release the pressure. But sometimes, you know, I lose a track and do. I'm like, oh wait, should have done that. GMMK, oh shoot, Pro. Ooh, I see you. Okay, a little volume slider. I always thought that was a really nice part of the DOS keyboards. Even though it like serves no purpose, it looks nice. Or volume knob, it's not a slider. It's got a bezel. Dude, I love bezels. Floating key design, it's not it for me anymore. My first keyboard was that. But man, this actually looks nice. It's crazy how Glorious just does this, you know? They just randomly throw themselves into the mechanical keyboard market. They get a banger. They throw themselves into the mouse market. They do well. Now they're doing mouse pads. And they did switches as well, all the Holy Pandas. It's just madness. At $170 for bare bones. Not a kit, comes pre-assembled. Okay. That's not bad. Yeah, definitely not bad. It's got decent RGB, like pretty tasteful. Fully programmable knob. Removable USB-C cable. Factory loop cut or clipped screw-in stabilizers. Not bad at all. I wonder if they're gonna have a specific type of switch, or if they're gonna go for the same ones they did last time. Because the ones they had on the original GMMK were kind of like budget switches, you know, for the most part. I bought a glass pad on Amazon. It was called the Netis. Only $17. I like it. Okay. Maybe it's worth trying a hard pad just to see how it feels with like a cheap option first. I'm probably still not going to do it because I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. But it's an interesting thought experiment. Are you making a video of learning origami? Nah, I'm decent at origami from my years in the past of doing it. It's just something I enjoy doing. And I think it kind of invokes that kind of Teha types. You know, let's just chill, do something repetitive, and talk over it for a few hours. Goonsky says switching to a hard pad made him a god gamer. He did say something to that effect, but I don't know if he went quite that far. Can you draw, and what do you think about jobs? Jobs. That's not where I expected that question to go. I cannot draw very well. I've given it a few attempts in the past. I think my pencil control is probably decent, or like the mechanical skill. But I'm just so bad at anatomy and like perspective and lighting. I do recall having a conversation with a friend, though, where there was a trend in Blade and Soul. You could go to people's F2, which is like the character profile, and you get this kind of like phone-shaped icon, right? Kind of like a portrait, right, of like an in-game screenshot, and you can set other stuff too. So of course I had some generic anime girl, as did most of the community. But there is a trend of getting like commissioned art of your character to put in your F2. And a friend of ours, well, an acquaintance of ours who was very bad with his money, commissioned one. And we like found it happening on stream from the artist. Like, when we asked them how much was it, it was like $200 for that commission. And I get it, you know, artists got to eat and all, but me and my friend who noticed that were like, I would never pay that much for that kind of commission. If I would rather like learn how to do it myself and try to make my own F2 before I did that. And like, you know what? I would too. I think. Good to see you still your muffin. I think I would do the same thing, and I did. I gave it a go. I'm like, you know what? What if I spend like the next like 6 hours trying to draw my character in Paint.net? Gave it a go. It turned out okay. It was decent, but I had no idea how to do shading very well, and like I said, anatomy and that kind of stuff was very difficult for me. The only redeeming quality that I have as an artist is that I'm like a perfectionist, so I will try over and over again until it looks right. But it's also my downfall, because I'm sure a proper artist could have done what I did in like 20 minutes as opposed to several hours. Show us? Okay. Who drew your mouse pad? I found some commission artist on Fiverr. I need to find it. Where the heck is it? I used it for my bot in my Blade and Soul Discord. They would send like messages to the people in the raids about like, hey, you're going to this raid at this time. It's a pretty neat system, if I do say so myself. I'm sure Muffin had a huge altercation with the bot. Every time he would get a DM from my bot, he would like insult him, even though I can't even see the DMs. I didn't find out until like several months later. I do that too. Do I have it anywhere? I thought it would be in this folder. I probably named it like Weeberino or something. There it is. It's very flat indeed. So let me get the reference image of my character as well from the game. Why is this opening in a different program? Let's drag it in. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. That'll be pretty applicable. Okay. And I gotta get a screen capture. I think Paint.net only works with game captures. Oh, I have a display. All right. Let me move this above my camera, and we'll run it. Okay, here we go. This is my original, or this is my character in Blade and Soul, and then this is the icon that I drew in Paint.net over the course of several hours. It's okay. It's decent. But it was my first attempt into digital art. I give myself like a 6 out of 10 for a first attempt. I don't think I've done anything with digital art since then, though. It's good, really. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's good, but it's a respectable first attempt. You should keep practicing. Maybe. It would be cool to do my own channel art, for sure. For sure. But outside of that, I don't really... I wouldn't say that I don't care for it as a skill, but it's not my creative outlet of choice. Yo, I had a great conversation with some guy from high school about, like, using photography as a creative outlet and like his experience with finding that creative outlet. I really want to bring him on stream and have him like talk about that for a while, because it was eye-opening, I suppose. Wouldn't be too grandiose a statement. Photography is beautiful. Yeah, he definitely changed my opinion on it a bit. He really put it in a few different perspectives that I kind of understood the craft a bit more. If you can't if you can't draw, do graphic design. I definitely respect that too. At some point, I gotta stop using Paint.net though. I gotta say, why did I choose this program? Like GIMP is probably better than this, and they're both free. Not to say Paint.net is horrible, but it's certainly got its limitations. Yeah. What was your opinion on photography before that convo? It wasn't like overly negative or anything. But I did think that the barrier to entry with photography was like relatively low. Like, you didn't have to practice as much to come up with something decent. And like the reasons for doing it were definitely illuminated to me. The biggest thing that really spoke to me was when he said, like, you know, I went on a trip with a friend and we would both take pictures of the same thing, right? But when everything was said and done, like we showed each other the pictures, like we had such different ideas on how to photograph the same object. And that was very cool to me. Like, expression, despite having the same experience, you have a different result. GIMP is dreadful for digital art. Sorry, Paint.net is the best. I'm not gonna diss Paint.net. It served me well. It served me very well. Every thumbnail I've ever created, been in that program. All of the edited images I use for my videos come from there. It's the last one. It's only been 2 hours. Inkscape is what you're looking for if you're doing vector graphics. Can you define that term for me? I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what it means. I have an idea, but I'd like a better explanation. What's your opinion on the Quake games, and which was your favorite, Diabolical and Reflex included? Diabolical and Reflex are really the only ones I've played at all. I think Quake as a genre is probably the coolest FPS I've ever seen. I think Duel should be a bigger esport, man. It's so good. Like, it's got all of the elements of a good esport, just people don't want to watch. I don't get it. I guess it's a little bit too, like, abstruse as a spectator. It's hard to understand, like, the pickup meta and stuff like that. But even then, like, at the end of the day, it's just two people shooting at each other. But I suppose people just want to see, like, action all the time.
Hey, can you choose my next pen spinning combo that I...
Too many hours on law. I don't really know of specific combos. The only one I can name off the top of my head is the Devil's Sonic, I think. I think it's like that. I think that's it. Instead of rasterizing pixels in a grid, vector graphics instead is a bunch of points and lines that are drawn every time a computer renders the image. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially based off of the name of the term. Thank you. I appreciate the explanation. I actually pressed enter. Don't worry, I get you. It's like how fonts can have an infinite resolutions. Huh. Okay, yeah, that's a good analogy. Dude, I love analogies for explanation. Like, every time I'm having a conversation with my mom about anything streaming or gaming related, I will make an analogy to music. Okay, I'm trying to think of the ones that I did. I think for I definitely came up with a different analogy for like mouse acceleration and like typing and Kovacs. I think Kovacs was like if you did one person who exclusively did scales and exercises for some time, and then another person who exclusively played pieces, who would be the better player at the end of like the month. I think that's actually quite common within like the aim training community though. For mouse acceleration, I can't remember what I did. I think it's like I tried to liken it to an alternate technique, like using the Suzuki method instead of the traditional like learning technique. For the alternate typing, I think I tried to say like you take the keys on the piano and then move it into random spots, which it's kind of fair, but it also serves no practical purpose. Valorant coaching done, time to vibe. Oh, do you enjoy coaching, Foss, or is this something you're kind of obligated to do? Does your mom do music stuff? Yeah, she's a teacher. Mate, it's sick. Love to hear it. Okay, boys, we've done it. The units are complete. We now begin the assembly phase. This is what one of the vertexes will look like, and then we just got to do this.
How I went from 1 to 100 viewers in under a year folding paper.
Thank you, May. I'm undoubtedly gonna experience many moments of of confusion throughout the course of this. But we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. Get this done. Get it done cleanly. I will try to make it as visible as possible, but surely at some point I'm just going to have like a mental breakdown and just have to like laser focus somewhere. Oh no, I've already messed up. Well, one of the units fell out. Okay, bring it over. It's like how many points of contact can you have while also still having the dexterity to add new modules? Okay, don't fall apart. It's okay, it's gonna be fine. Just stay strong. Okay, there we go. 2 vertices. Can you confirm Foss is the best coach? Have you tried Apex new season? I have indeed. Pleasantly surprised thus far, except when I got AC 130'd by a rampart on a crypto drone. Did not enjoy that experience. I'm such a clean person. What do you mean by that? That's an interesting... It's a strange compliment. I mean, I appreciate it regardless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But how am I a clean person? I've still continued to watch a pretty unhealthy amount of Duel in my off time. Like that's been my go-to thing to watch outside of like Northern Lion, where I will watch like Zorak War, try to predict his decision-making process, or like try to do the item timings as a spectator. It's madness. Okay, so these units can be made into a lot of different shapes, which is the beauty of the Sonobe unit. So you can make it into a square, you can make it into an octahedron, and this time we're going for an icosahedron. So I really got to figure out when and where I link them together, because you can do it pretty early. I just don't know how exactly it should be done. Let me get a picture. I'm thinking clean is smooth. Okay, I mean, I appreciate the compliment regardless. Okay, let's get this, please. Okay, I see it. I've seen through the matrix. Oh, please. Just need to keep everything in order. Nice and gentle. If I've learned anything from the last few origami assemblies, it's that keep as many points of contact. Do not rush anything. It's got to be smooth as butter. Oh, shit. Okay, just keep it on the table. Why am I trying to do this airborne? I remember when I said this was going to be easy? Why do I always do this to myself? I always predict that it's going to be easier than it actually is. The assembly process itself is not hard. I know where things have to go. But actually doing it is another story entirely. I'm doing it. Here we go. Right there. Beautiful. And now, where does this one go? Where in the world? No, I've done this incorrectly. We backtrack slightly. I think... What? This one has exited its flap. This is very high concentration. Please return to your home. Okay, here we go. Good. We've got many, many good, strong points of contact. And now we begin the additional unit installation. That's number 1. Okay, I see it. I see it. This has got to go under. This has got to go in. Nice. And now this has got to go in. And we should have a little bit of rigidity here to allow it to stabilize. And indeed, it's not bad. That's number 3. So how do we get this to stabilize faster? Because this is kind of code red if we continue to let it go on like this. No, please, please. Stay how you are. You're perfect. Okay. Whew. I'm already sweating. This is high tension. Do you keep all the origami you make? And if not, how do you decide what gets thrown out? I do actually keep most of the origami that I do. Like, I've still got the moving cubes from last time, for like many streams ago. I've still got the fireworks from also many months ago. And I've got the one from the original origami stream, as well as some like rose octahedron thesis paper. Did you know around 2% of people don't have an imagination? Like, they can't, that's aphantasia, right? But they can think of words associated with whatever they're trying to imagine, like a different thought process. So they just see books as words on a page, whereas the rest can dive into the book and really enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, it obviously probably sucks. Oh no. You know what? This unit is cursed. Swap it out. Please stop falling over. This one is much nicer. Continue. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then the other one is falling apart. That's okay. It's okay. Just need to make sure everything is in its right place. I think that's the title of a Radiohead song, right? I'm not good. I don't know enough about it to make a clever reference. But that's step 1, is recognizing the similarity with the titles. Okay, there we go. Let's just get some creasing in. And now we've achieved some semblance of stability. Everything wants to stop being stable, but we will not let it. I think we can bridge the gap between all of these, and that should allow for much nicer stability here. One here. Like that. Let it sit on the table. Bring it back around. And then this one goes here? Question mark? I don't think so. I think I have really botched this one. But the question is how. Maybe this one would go into this flap. You know, you've got to have the experimentation phase before we can really achieve anything. Oh no, I think I'm missing a unit. There's definitely has to be more connectivity here. I think I'm approaching this the wrong way too. Let's just try to get stability before we expand in the opposite direction. I feel like not having an imagination would make it easier to focus. I'd say, I guess it's a potential upside, but would it? Like, you still have thoughts going on in your head, it's just not as images. I know Lime Life has aphantasia, and he's never really complained about it, I suppose. I suppose it's like when you're born blind, you don't know what you're missing. Like, you can't describe a color to a blind person or something like that. Is that it? Maybe? No. But you go here. Yes, 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 yes. Wait. I'm quite confused. Oh my goodness. Okay, get rid of the one in the back. Let's just get these 3 modules together. I know some people like to use like paper clips to hold their stuff together, and I might have to try out that strategy, but it feels like cheating, you know? What benefit do I glean from doing it the hard way? None, but we're gonna do it anyway. At least as long as my patience will allow me to. Imagine you could just dream in words. I guess that is a good question. Like, what happens in their dreams for people with aphantasia? Bro. I've somehow triggered the deletion process for the image on my phone. No. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's try doing 3 adjacent triangles. That might be why this is so difficult. I'm branching out in too many directions simultaneously. No, surely I must have an extra unit that goes here to bridge this gap. Right? I think it would just be audio. We gotta ask Limelife how he does it. I think this kind of thing with this assembly is all about visualizing the outcome, and that's why I'm having such a hard time, is that I can't quite understand. Okay, this has to be a 5-pointed figure. I can see that. Let's get some more units to make that figure before we do anything else here. So instead of working with vertexes, we work with these segments of 5. So we do now have 5. This should go over, I believe. And then wrap back around into this pocket here. Okay, I think we have achieved some level of stabilization within this closed system. But it has to poke outwards, like that. And now, we add additional units to each of these ends. No, that's the Fool's Gambit. I think we find the next system of 5. Let's try it. Let's try adding some more and see what happens. Oh, shit. Okay. We've done 3, I believe. Yeah, we've done 3. Now, we've got 2 more vertexes that go in this system. Nice and slow. Try to disturb the piece as little as possible. Lovely. Oh, just gorgeous. One additional unit. Slide into the DMs. Oh, shoot. Okay. We've done it. Oh, that's stable. You love to see it. You really do. I remember my nightmares. That's fair, actually. I think I'm the same way. I can still remember some of the nightmares I would have when I was like in middle school. But I believe this is supposed to like bow inwards. Can I push this without destroying the whole thing? I don't think so. Well, maybe it doesn't have to bow inwards. We'll see if it presents problems later. But because I think this is pretty much fine as is, as long as I just fix that now. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So we've got this system of 5 vertexes. Not quite the cleanest, but I think we save the cleanup work for when everything is stable and good, because at that point it should be a little bit easier to do. I wonder if anyone is near 100k points. 100k points rewards take a long time to actually accomplish, because I've got so many ideas on the go, and I like doing them to a sufficient standard of like skill. And that might be a mistake in the design of my channel, to be honest. But nonetheless, it is what I'd like to do. Okay, right across the pond here on the right side, we can do another system of 5. And that's what we're going to try to do. Alright? So, number 1. I think this is already the wrong way. It's got to be maybe on this side. No. We'll work from over here. Yeah, this is definitely correct. Beautiful. So we've got 4 thus far. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be the last one. We add one more unit. Complete the pentagonal system. Shoot. It's super unstable though. We gotta really do this carefully. And the last piece will go in over the top here. But it's good to see that the other half of this isn't completely disastrous while we're adding additional systems. Please. You can do it. You can do it. No, I think we've missed one. But how would that even be possible? Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We backtrack slightly to add one more unit into what's a trifecta for 5? I don't think the pentafecta doesn't have the same ring to it. So no way, I have 6 vertexes or edges. I don't think that's what we want. Someone did say pole dancing. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have too many. I botched it. Be gone. But how do I accomplish it then, if not for adding additional unit? So I guess this must work if I finesse it correctly. Okay, yeah, okay. I can kind of see what's going on here. Well, we'll expand, and if we have to redo some of it later, I think that's still progress regardless. So, on here. Bring this around. Nice and carefully, we slot it in. We've done this about 30 times already. There should be no issue. Lovely. I feel like I have to be missing something here. This doesn't look right. Like, the top one looks squished. I don't like it. But it has to be right. No. It can't be. I refuse to believe that this is the way that we go. Maybe this is like reversed. Like I've messed up the parity. So was that even what that word means? It has to be this way. In which case, this one... No, we're doing another one. It has to be. It looks so much better with this additional unit on it. But it's undoubtedly 6. Surely. Shoot. Okay. Let's lay off the rigid movements here. This is like it's like a brain surgeon level of calmness, stability. You can't make any sudden moves or else you slice through the cerebral cortex. Let's attempt an additional unit. I mean, the other one is gone now, but maybe that's a good thing. You've got the Aimer 7 thesis in chat. Oh boy. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy the discussion that stems from it. We'll see, though. I think you had it correctly. There were 3 pieces at every point. Yeah, but this top one here... Oh, wait, you're definitely right. You're totally right. Okay. Thank you. All I needed was some encouragement from chat. And now, this one intersects thusly. We complete the triad. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Now, we clean up the loose ends. Can't leave anything hanging here. But that's progress, baby. Oh, wait, we're actually missing one more unit on the one on the right. You know, this is how life is. You got to take things one step at a time. You can't rush into it, try to do it all in one shot, because it's all going to fall apart. You take things slow and steady, go at your own pace. You'll find that you make it there in the end. Yeah, beautiful. So now we have a slightly vaster collection of triangles. I did make a discussion. Somebody asked for Kovacs routine. That's fine. Just invoking the name of Aimer 7 is like invoking the name of Voldemort. Someone's gonna get upset about it. Okay, beautiful. Where do we go from here? I think the top area could definitely be done, and this would really bring things together. If I can get it to work out well. I mean, it has to work out well, or else I can't complete the model. So here we go. We're gonna 2 more units for the 5-pointed figure. No, it starts here. Bring it around the top. Good. I could probably zoom in a little bit for this segment because it's going to be a little bit more precise. Let's give it a go. Yeah, why not? Okay. So now the question is, do we bridge the gap now, or do we add in one more? How rigid? This should be pretty much solid when everything is connected. Like, you probably throw it. I mean, probably can't play catch with it, but you could probably drop it, it'll stay together. That's the beauty of it, though. You know, everything feels like it's about to fall apart until everything's together, and then it's just perfect. I think this is right. Good. Try to close it up a little bit. And now, add some more foundational pieces. YouTube man makes this look quite easy. And now that I'm going for this different methodology, it's not been so bad. At first, it was nightmarish, though. I think, yeah, perfect. Bring it around town. Love to see it. I think we're about halfway done with the assembly thus far. It's already been half an hour. Holy crap. How can one man be this slow? We're cleaning up the triangles. We got to make sure you work out your past problems before you move forward. Look to the future to expand, accomplish greater things. Okay. Nice. Now we find the next system of 5, which I believe would be right here. This one should be nice and easy. I told you 2 hours folding, 3 hours assembling. No! Don't curse me like that. It has to be like this. So we have another piece then. I think. No. Maybe. Like, this doesn't work. This is not facing the correct orientation. But I don't think there's any additional pieces to go off of here. So let's try this then. Put it in from this side. Have everything fall apart miserably, and then take a breath. You know, take a breath. Did you already make the cube with these pieces? Nah, I've never done the cube. I've not done the octahedron either. Just jump straight in the deep end. I think these units are like infinitely expandable, so you could probably use as many as you wanted, as long as it's within a certain like multiple. Here we go. It probably would have been a good exercise to do the cube though, to figure out how they connect easily. I've actually never played Among Us, despite the hype following that game. I was a big fan of Secret Hitler, which is another social engineering game. I don't know. I think it's definitely worth a try. I don't really know why I've stayed away from it for this long. Okay, there we go. Good. Figured out my issue. Immediately ruined it, but at least we know. You know, even if you make the mistake, at least we have the knowledge now. With every mistake, you learn something. You get stronger, more efficient. How many life lessons can I somehow tie into failing to assemble this model? Cube is a lot easier with half the pieces, but they connect differently. Oh, I see. I'm more than willing to save these inaccuracies for later. We will deal with them once there's more of the model to work with. But not bad this far. Like, if you look at it from this angle, it looks like it's almost done. Except for the loose ones, because that doesn't look quite right. Okay, here's another system of 5. We are kind of learning it now. I think this is what I did last time. If it's not, you know, it's okay. Everything is all about... Life's all about trial and error. Okay, I'll stop. I think that's it. Get it to be nice and flush. Beauty. We're making good progress, boys. Now that we have more of the model to support itself, we don't have to play Twister with our fingers to get everything to link together. Ah, you hit me with the accounting. I got an ancient Twitch account. Can anyone beat me in account age? I'm very curious. I think I joined in the Justin TV era. Pre-Twitch. Oh fuck, that was way too rough. We're good. Reconnect. Keep this point of stability. Nice pinch maneuver. Nice. Oh. Become undone. If you want to destroy my unit, pull the flap and then walk away. 9 years, 3 months. Wait, what is mine at? 3 months, 26 days, 9 days. Let's go. You made this count a month ago. Twitch Zoomers, SMH. Bet you didn't have to suffer through the era of the worst VOD player of all time. This one's already pre-fabricated. Oh my goodness. All I gotta do is complete the system. Oh, that's so good. No thought necessary. The brain is off, but the fingers are flying. You know, you take care of the little things and the big things take care of themselves. Or is it the other way around? We're so close. We are so close. Amend this? Oh, but look at that. If I hold it like this, it's like you wouldn't even know that it's half garbage. We really gotta tighten some of these connections though later on. Do you have a music playlist? I've got one for math rock. I finally decided to make a Spotify playlist after all of these years of just doing artist radios and stuff. But it's actually kind of a pain to remove songs from the playlist on like mobile. I don't even know how you can do it. Because I just like added every song from specific albums that I like, and I thought that, okay, if this comes on and I don't want to hear it ever again, then I'll just remove it from the playlist. But it turned out to be a more difficult task than I envisioned. But yeah, that playlist is not really for jazz. If you want jazz like this, do a chilled... Actually, there might be an exclamation point playlist command for the chilled jazz playlist on Spotify. It's very similar, but I don't use it anymore because some of it's copyrighted. But this one is not. Oh, we're so close, bro. Can you drop it in Discord later? What? My playlist? I'm not sure that people will particularly like it. It's math rock, Midwest emo, and indie rock. So basically just some nerd shit. Did I finish the playlist on royalty-free jazz? This is tragic. Okay, this has to be connected already. There's just no way it can be done. I don't believe it. This is where we might have some issues. You know, the hardest parts of a modular assembly is the beginning and the end. Getting the final pieces to link together without destroying what you've already established is truly a test of patience. Sometimes it works out well, but I don't know if this is going to be one of those times. You introduced me to Feed Me Jack, so I'd expect some jams. Yeah, I got their entire discography on that. I think you'll probably like Midwest emo quite a bit less than math rock. What would you like? If you like Feed Me Jack, that's a tough one. You might like Delta Sleep. I went to a friend's Discord server and accidentally clicked the not safe word for channel while spam clicking. I wanted to confirm my age, but I didn't want to go into the channel, so I put that as 3 and banned your account. Oh my god, you're trolling. That's funny though. Did you have to make a new one? Also, could you? Does it just let you make a new one after doing that? Have you tried ambient pop? Ambient pop? How does that work? Isn't the genre of pop defined by what's popular? Or not really? I've always kind of assumed that's what the genre tag meant. Like, pop has a certain style, but it's still like loosely related to whatever is popular at a given moment. Or a given like epoch of music. Try Moon Safari by Air. It is so good. All right, thank you for the recommendation. I'm always down to listen to some new music. I used to do that all the time on stream, where I would like tab out mid-Apex game and put on some music that other people would send. But I think maintaining a certain stream aesthetic is something I enjoy doing as well. I didn't know how to pronounce that last name that Runovic posted for the majority of my life. I was bullied relentlessly in Blade and Soul. Someone who doesn't speak, was it Vietnamese? Or like doesn't know how that's pronounced. Try. Put an attempt at pronunciation in the chat. I'll type it out just so you know what I'm talking about. That last name. Nguyen. No. Incorrect. How embarrassing. Imagine not knowing how to pronounce such a common last name. It's so common. I was joking, but it is extremely common. Nguyen. Yes, it's like when, more or less. Came back at the end of the build. Yeah, we're almost there. I think I need one more piece for this. I mean, if it's not correct, then I'll just get rid of it later. It's fine. Like that, maybe. Be careful. Don't ruin what you've established thus far. Is that 6 vertices? No, it's 5. I'm a genius. Oh, we're getting the intuition now, boys. Little curvature in the paper. Never hurt anyone. Just correct it quick before you make a permanent indentation. And now, look at that. We're in the final stages of the build. It's hard to believe you can fit 3 more of these units on here, though. Whew. We're there. We are there, boys. 68% of Vietnamese has it as a last name. That's so ridiculous. 68. What's the most common last name in the US? It's like Smith? And what percentage is it? I went to a mostly white school, and one of the textbooks, the last name was Nguyen, and was in there, and none of us knew how to pronounce it. Okay. See, I don't feel as bad now. I still don't, like, fully know, to be honest. Every time I say it, I'm like, is that right? Oh, wait, I just realized I have 2 extra units, because I only needed to have 30, and I made 32. We're done! Boys! It's so small. Alright, tighten everything. Look at that! Pago indeed. Alright, now we do the finishing touches we were talking about earlier. That was actually a nice surprise. It's like when you wake up based off of instinct, or just like randomly, and you're like, oh, I have to get up to go to work or to school, and then you realize you can get another like extra hour of sleep because you woke up early. That's the feeling I just got from realizing that I have 2 extra modules. Now the drop test. It feels really solid. I feel like I could actually play a game of catch with this and it'd be fine. But I don't want to. If it falls apart, I will cry. But it would be a good clip. Okay. We're good. We're chilling. That was terrifying. That actually made my heart skip a beat to do that. It's a nice variation. I think there are the other ones that are also very nice of this style of unit. It's nice. I like the color I chose too. It's like a sort of mint-ish color. It just breaks in half, yeah. I might as well get the collection of like all the things I've made on stream now. Why not? Is it a mouse pad? Yes, yes it is. These two throwaway units, and we zoom back out with the cam here. Oops. Stream number 1 was the 5 intersecting tetrahedra. I think this model is still so sick. It's such a good model, but man, was it not easy. The assembly process is something I almost never want to go through again. Like, I could still like kind of talk through what was going on because I knew what I was doing for the most part. With this one, it was just difficult to actually do it. This one was hard to do, and I had no idea what I was doing. No glue, no glue. No glue in any of these. I'm a purist. To a fault, honestly. This one was really nice to do. Like, it was so easy, and the assembly just worked without even having to try. Like, it was such a nice, tightly locking mechanism. I think this is like an octahedron. Wait, no. 5-sided figure? What shape is this? I would say this is like a sort of middle ground between control and speed, but more on the control side. It's definitely not slow, though, I don't think. Octahedron. What is the face of an octahedron? Wait, an octahedron is only... Okay, I'm dumb. What is this, then? It's like a dodecahedron? Yeah, it is. It is. Looks like the Intel i9 thing. This is nice, though. It's one of the rare times I was able to do a modular with all the same color because I had enough paper for it. And it's good stuff. Is it bad that I want to smush them? It would be satisfying, though. Wouldn't it? We had the moving cubes. I think this came before the dodecahedron. And of course the fireworks. The fireworks are actually really easy. If you got some colored paper, or you want to print out some squares of colored paper, you could probably do this. The assembly wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but it's actually not that hard, and it's got such a cool effect. I love action models. They're just hard to come by because it takes a lot of like pre-planned. No assembly required. Like moving cubes. What a sorcery is that? It's good stuff. There's like a 3D. I mean, I guess this is 3D, but there's one with more dimensions of cubes as well. But I think this one has a cooler effect. All right, I'm just messing around now. And of course, we did the tessellation last stream. This was the return to origami. It's not as cool as the other modulars, but I've always wanted to do tessellation, so it had to happen at some point. I'd say this was a nice success, though. It's a nice, almost 3 hours on the dot, like 5 minutes earlier, so, and I really like this color, man. 4D origami. For those of you who have never tried origami in the past, give it a go. Get some printer paper, turn it to a square, make a crane or something. I think it's a very nice, repetitive task to do in the background while you watch some videos or a movie or something. It feels nice to have like a creation like this. I made this smiley face. I feel like it's not for me. I can't even fold a piece of paper in half properly. I did learn that there are some people who cannot be taught to fold a piece of paper, namely kunai storms. So I suppose it's not for everyone. But if you've never tried it, it's a really easy thing to get into. Like, you don't need to buy anything. You don't even have to make like a mod. You know, you just do it. Rage quit in first grade when I tried to make a paper crane. It's got flashbacks. Dude, that was such a painful thing for me to do. I thought like, okay, this is going to be easy. We're going to teach kunai storms how to do it, and it's going to be no problem. I'll do it nice and quick and just show that anyone can do it. And then like, it was probably one of, it could go in like top 10 most unsatisfying videos compilation because like the man just could not get it. It was like watching someone make the same mistake over and over for like an hour. I'm like, okay, I can't, I'm stopping the stream, goodbye. I did do it. He did make a crane. It just looked a little bit deformed. I rage quit when I tried to make a paper airplane? What? Surely that's an issue of like your teacher then, or like the instructions. I have ADHD, so I can play OS with headphones. I can watch Netflix with headphones over earbuds and solve a Rubik's Cube with my feet. I do want to develop some sort of left-hand skill with something, so I can have, you know, the double flex. Let's see. Can I? No, not good enough. Too lazy to start? I don't know. Just try throwing it around your thumb while you watch a video. A firework? Yeah, this is called a firework. If you don't, if you haven't heard. There's also a hexaflexagon that's really popular to do, and it's even easier than this. Writing with both hands is cool. It's alright. Coin tricks. Well, there's a lot of things that I can do that can be done with the left hand as well. I just haven't. Like pen spinning, volley song flipping, Rubik's cubing with one hand. But yeah, I think I actually want to do some more stuff with cardistry. I feel like it'd be really satisfying if I got good at it, but unfortunately, it's gonna take quite a bit of time. Oh, shit, that was meant to be a deck flip. I just sent it. Mouse left hand. Okay, I will. I gotta whip out the freaking Model O. Or some MB mouse though, because this one is not going to work well with the left hands. It's just not designed for it. Have you No, I've not really learned anything other than like basic cuts. You know, it's like the fundamental stuff. Like, you know, no one is going off and showing off the basic charge. It just doesn't look good. Slowly becoming a low budget, slightly musical. Yeah, more or less. He's definitely better at cardistry than I am with any of my skills. Probably. I guess I don't know for sure. Just what I watched of him is pretty impressive. I know he's also got a volley. He's got like a Belagiri or something. The thing where you have like two spheres at the end of a string and you like whip it around your fingers. I consider getting one of those. Beglaria, thank you. I also, it really puts into perspective how bad this Logitech camera is now that I have both of them active. Like, no matter how good my lighting is and no matter how low my exposure is, it cannot run at higher than like 5 frames per second if I've got it at any resolution higher than like 480p. Skill toys are really fun to play with. I agree. Such a good way to kill time. Such a good source of like satisfaction from improvement. But yeah, I'm just killing time now. Can you do the Sybil cut? No, not even close. I did consider it though. For my most recent video, I wanted to have like a little montage of random skills that I do, and I considered learning the Sybil cut purely for that montage. I'm like, how hard could it be? You know, just kind of shortcut it. Go straight for the hard stuff. I did not get very far before I decided, you know what? This is not for me. Kendama? That's another good suggestion. What other skill toys are there? It's like contact juggling? Doesn't really fit the same genre. Yo-yos? Definitely a big one. I can't think of anything else. What game was it you were playing in the Mouse Excel video? That is do exclamation point game. Finally, the command actually works. Boom. Sector's Edge. Free on Steam. I realized that's what Girk was talking about when I had an outdated command. I knew a guy who's really into kendama stuff. It's definitely not the most interesting of the skilled toys for me. I don't particularly love it. But maybe it'd be satisfying to do. Like, I feel like as a spectacle, it's not that cool. Compared to things like, you know, Bali flipping. But it could be very satisfying. I'm glad to see that Albert is uncancelled. Cancel culture is so stupid, man. People want you to suffer for the rest of your life based off of one transgression, you know? Juggling, that's a big one. Juggling. I think I should. Juggling is something I think would be super satisfying. Just like, you know, in a lobby, waiting for to kill some time, you just whip out the juggling balls. And it could be also a one-handed skill, too. Ooh. Okay, but nonetheless, I've killed enough time. Thank you for suffering with me through the assembly process. Hope it was enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed the conversation throughout the course of the stream. But now we must find a raidee, as in like someone to raid. No one I know personally is streaming. I think I'll just throw some reviews to someone that I follow. Let's see. Can you raid G? I'm gonna raid someone that I know, like, vaguely. Huddled? I'd be down for that, actually. He's streaming Kovacs right now? I was gonna raid Doomsday. He is streaming. He's a birthday stream. Okay, we do it. We run it. Wait, he's got so many viewers. But it's his birthday. It's a tough one. Because I do want to raid a small streamer. Let's do it. Let's raid Doomsday. Doomsday is such a wholesome guy. Is it 93? No, it's just Doomsday. Here we go. I've been a long time fan of this dude. I hope we'll come and say hello. The man is so wholesome. And he's one of the legendary OS players of the game. But again, thank you for watching. Origami streams, I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. But we did something. This one went pretty smoothly, considering what we have been doing in the past. I didn't get stuck on like one specific thing for a super long period of time. There was a moment in which everything fell apart, but after that, we kind of ran with it. We kind of made some good progress over time. Thank you, Minhan23. I appreciate you. But yeah, I should probably throw some viewers to Kovacs streamers in the future too. They're good people. And if they can entertain a crowd while playing Kovacs, it's a skill I admire a great deal. But nonetheless, I'll see you guys around. Go say hi to Doomsday. We'll be back tomorrow, actually. Maybe Apex. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do just yet. But thanks for watching.